The Apostle Paul says this in Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. So Paul says that no matter what happens in your life, no matter how bad, no matter what it is, no matter how long you've been waiting, somehow God will use all of that for good in our lives. And the bottom line is we're probably never going to understand what that really means. But God says he does. So we just need to accept that. We need to just realize, okay, God, you're telling me that thing I'm dealing with right now, this thing that really stinks, that I just wish wasn't in my life, you're telling me somehow this is going to make good out of this? Okay, I'm going to trust you because I sure don't see it. And that's what we need to do. Some things we just won't understand. But we need to accept that because we're not always going to understand the waiting. Let's look at the next verse, chapter 11, verse 6. Plant your seed in the morning and keep busy all afternoon. For you don't know if profit will come from one activity or another, or maybe both. So he started out by saying, don't be paralyzed by waiting for the perfect weather, or we could say, don't be paralyzed by waiting, but instead, what did he say? Keep busy, keep working, keep doing something. If you're not paralyzed, that means you're doing something, even while we're waiting. Because waiting doesn't mean doing nothing. You've got to understand that. Don't ever let anyone tell you that waiting on the Lord or waiting on God means, oh, I'm just trusting God, I'm not going to do anything because I don't want to mess up his plan. No, come on. I don't really think that's what it means. It just means that we need to wait and trust for him to do something. At the same time, Solomon says, keep doing something. So we're going to talk about what that might look like. And there's a balance here. What we need to have is a balance between, I know God wants me to trust him. I know God wants me to wait on him somehow, because the Bible talks a lot about waiting on the Lord. So I know there's something to that. But I also believe that God wants me to do something. He's given me a brain. He's given me the ability to do things. He's given me opportunities. He's given me skills. So what's the balance between God and me? And that's probably a question none of us will really ever fully be able to answer. But one of the things to think about would be, if I'm trusting God, but I believe that I'm supposed to be doing some things, then I need to balance what I do with trusting God so that I'm not sort of tipping the scales and now I'm trying to be God and now I'm really trying to take control of the situation completely and I'm not really trusting God. So it's more kind of all right, I'm trusting God, but I think, maybe this is something I should do. We'll talk a little bit about this more, about how you can figure that out. But it's a balance between trusting God and knowing that we need to be doing things too while we're waiting, not just sitting still. Sometimes God actually wants us to be part of the solution. When we're waiting, when things are going on, we have a part to play in that, and you need to understand that. Don't just get lazy. If your job stinks, maybe you need to be thinking about what to do about it. Maybe you can actually make it better. Maybe you can go talk with your boss. Maybe there are things you can do to make your job better. You don't need God to miraculously bring a headhunter to your door and whisk you out of there into the perfect job, which does not exist, by the way. Sometimes the solution is just, okay, well, you can do something. So you can start thinking, okay, my job stinks. What am I going to do? How can I make it better? The answer might be to leave and get a new job. That's possible. But it could be that you might actually be able to make a difference in your workplace somehow. Or you don't have a job. Again, God's not going to bring a headhunter to your door. Hey, I don't know you. God just sent me here. I want to give you a job. It just doesn't work that way. If you're waiting on God for a job, but you're sitting at home watching TV, doing nothing, I don't think you're going to find a job. I really doubt it. But if you're waiting on God, you're trusting that he's going to provide for you, but at the same time, he's given you a brain and things that you can do. You write a resume. You start networking with people. You start looking in the paper and other places. You start doing your part to find a job. And then those two things work together, because God says that all things work together, right? So those two things work together. It's God's peace and my peace. Now somehow I can get a job because I'm trusting God, but I'm also doing my part. That's kind of the balance thing. And we can apply this to all the other things we've talked about: relationships, illness, trying to figure out what you're going to do for the rest of your life. All those things we have a part to play to some extent. We just have to kind of try that out and figure out what it is. Because waiting doesn't mean doing nothing. Now, we're really big on application here at Journey. We talk about it a lot because application is what really makes the difference. You come here and we sing and we study the Bible and you leave and you never really do anything with it, your life's really not going to change much. And after a while, you'll kind of give up because nothing's really changing. But I'm telling you, if you apply these things to your life, if you really take the things that we talk about and really apply them to your life, it will make a difference. I promise you. I know it's changed mine. It's changed a lot of people here. And it's like, ladies, if you go and you buy makeup and you take it home and you leave it in the package, wow, that's really not going to help, is it? Not that any of you need makeup. You're all beautiful. Just want to make sure you understand that. But I mean, you understand, right? I mean, you spend $20 on a makeup thingy, and I don't know what they are, and some makeup thing, and you take it home and you never apply it, it doesn't make any difference. Well, the Bible's the same way. Studying it, memorizing it, all these things don't make any difference if we don't do anything with it. Guys, it's like buying a new set of tools, and you put them in the garage, and you never open the box and take it out of the wrapping. They're not going to help you, are they? No, they're not. So we need to apply this stuff to our lives. I'm just going to give you one point, and we're going to spend the rest of our time talking about this one point. And the point is this. Optimize the waiting. What I'm talking about is, look, we're all waiting on something. Optimize the waiting. It means I'm going to make the most of this because I believe that God uses everything to my good. So that means some good can come out of this, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to trust God. If something good could come out of this, well, then I want to get the most out of this. I want to optimize the waiting. So instead of doing nothing, that means I'm going to do something because I want to get the most out of this. I want God to be able to use this to make me a better person, a better Christ follower, a better whatever. So optimize the waiting. It could be an opportunity to grow spiritually. I could grow in my trust of God, my faith, my understanding of God. Something good could come out of this, and I want to do my part to make sure that happens.